Now we are live. Okay, give me some minutes. Let me. Um, ladies and ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start the webinar. We've been on this for the past 2 months. Yeah, the past 2 months we've announced it. It depends on the time. So um, we're about to start now. So and I'm going to introduce our the tutor, the man in charge for today's class. So he's a big man. So the person of just 1 minute. All right. The person of Osho Emmanuel. So Osho Emmanuel is a result-driven data professional based in Nigeria, specializing in transforming complex data into strategic business solution with a BSc in statistics from the prestigious University of Ilorin, and certifications in agile project management, financial analysis, and data government. He bridged technical expertise with business strategy to deliver measurable impact. Currently, he is serving as senior analyst and consultant in NextZone Business Service. Emmanuel worked with cross-functional team across finance, health, and public sector, utilizing Python, R, SQL, Power BI, and Tableau to inform C-suite decision making. His expertise span advanced statistical modeling, achieving 89 to 99 accuracy in predictive model, machine learning, and process automations that has reduced manual work by 60%. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Osho Emmanuel. Over to you, Mr. Osho. Mr. Osho, please, are you there? Hello? Please, can you hear me? If you can hear me, just signify, please. All right, thank you so much. And also, in case you have any question, the chat box is available, or Q&A. You can make use of the Q&A to ask any question. And also, if you are finding it difficult, maybe you have network issue, so you can join us on YouTube, because we are live currently on YouTube. I think our tutor is available now, so over to you. Uh,
Can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay,
Okay,
let's
let's
start.
start.
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
everyone.
everyone.
Uh,
Uh,
this
this
is
is
going
going
to
to
be
be
an
an
introductory
introductory
class.
class.
It's
It's
still
still
also
also
going to
going to
impact you
impact you
in
in
any
any
further
further
mastery
mastery
course
course
that
that
you're
you're
going
going
to
to
be
be
entering.
entering.
My name is Yosha Emmanuel Badiwe, and I'm glad to be here. Please, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, so
You
agenda
can
for
also
today.
adjust your microphone.
Is it low?
It's kind of echoing.
I'm coming. Let me change it to. What about now? Hello. What about now?
It's better now.
Okay. So agenda for today will be foundation of data analysis, and then I'll be introducing you to the Excel environment. I'll also be taking a little bit on data entry, formatting, and organization. So let's get into it. We'll start with foundation of data analysis. I believe what I'll be taking you on is Excel on data analysis. We have different uses for Excel. Excel is used in almost any industry that involves data. So we have HR analysis, we have financial analysis, we have credit risk analysis, we have data analysis, which is one we are taking you on. So there are different uses and there are different professions. So there are different uses and they still fall under analysis. I think you've done justice to my welcome. So let's start with analysis. I believe you guys will know what analysis is in our current day-to-day life. Anything you do, you perform a bit of analysis, even if you are not dealing with real or factual data. So sometimes when you want to buy something and then you decide to how will this thing impact me? What's going to be the shelf life of this thing? Yeah, performing basic analysis there. So it generally refers to the process of careful studying, breaking down of something complex into simpler parts in order to understand its nature, structure, or essential features. So you take something that is complex and you try and break it down. Generally, this is what you get. If you're a student and you have a book, and the book is on a particular subject, what you are reading is the broken down version of it for you to easily understand. So you have a concept, and for the general public to get it, we have to now break it down into smaller pieces, and then now start with a part to lead you to uh, the bigger picture. It involves examining the components and the relationship, or providing explanation for the meaning of something. Now, this will now lead us into understanding the different type of analysis we have. If you take your time to do research, or if you are in the space, you understand that there are different kinds of analysis. We have diagnostic, we have predictive, we have preventive, we have exploratory. But generally, what they are all doing is examining a particular component. We are trying to find out, for example, we have a problem now. So we need to know what this problem is. Let me give an example. Let's say ABC company right now is having a problem. The sales they have last month was about 50% lower than the sales they've had throughout the year. And so there's a problem, but they don't know what the problem is. So they go and they decide to do a diagnostic analysis. Now, when they finish their diagnostic analysis, it shows them where the problem is coming from. Maybe they're having a transportation issues due to bad road. Then we now decide to do an exploratory analysis. Exploratory analysis also helps us border the problem, meaning that once you've done your diagnostic analysis, you know the problem. Exploratory analysis allows you to understand the relationship within this problem and the result you are getting. And with that, you can now say, okay, let's do a descriptive or a predictive analysis. Let's find out what would happen if this thing continues to be like this. Will it affect next month? What about upon next month? And once you've done your predictive analysis, you can now start your predictive analysis, meaning you're now trying to find out solution. What can we do to make sure this does not happen again? It may be rerouting. It may be finding another um, transport system. So let's go to data analysis. That's why we are here. Now, according to our data
So let's
analysis,
go
is a
to
process
data
of
analysis. That's why we
examining
are
data to give
here.
answers to questions,
Now, according to
identify
our data
trends, and
analysis, is
draw
the process of
meaningful conclusions. So we have few key aspects of this. We have answering the question is identifying trends. First, we are starting with examining the data. This is where explorative and diagnostic analysis come in. Give answers to questions. So we are trying to find out why is it selling good. We're identifying trends. We do this for sampling. Let's say, okay, gold price growth every December, January skyrocketing. Same thing happened last year. Same thing happened 2 years back. That's a trend. So we know that every December and every January is a shopping spree. That means they will make more sales. Then we're not drawing meaningful impact. Meaningful impact means that once we identify the trend, let's find out, okay, in shop right now, what is selling the most? Is it, if you go on December holiday, you find out, okay, electronics are selling well, food items are selling well. Yeah, let's say electronics is 40% of everything that is being sold in December, followed by 30% of food items. Then the rest are other, should I say, cosmetics. So you can draw a meaningful impact from there, like saying, okay, if these are the two things that are selling well, then before December, each store should stock up on these items. That's what we call a meaningful conclusion. We're making a meaningful decision. We're drawing a conclusion. We're making a decision based on what we've identified. So this is the critical component of decision-making process because it enables us to make decisions on facts rather than speculation. So now this is something we do every day. We speculate. What is the probability of this thing happening? We can. Well, let me break it down in essence. You understand probability. You understand possibility. A probability without facts is a possibility. If we divide it that way, because what you are doing is you're making a conclusion without any basis. You understand?
You
Now,
understand?
analysis is process of visualizing large volume of data
Large volume of
efficiently,
data
identifying patterns and trends
efficiently, identifying
that
patterns
might be
and
missing
trends
in manual analysis.
that might be missing in
Manual
manual
analysis is means
analysis.
just you
Manual
speculating, you
analysis is
looking at
means just you
one thing and thinking
speculating,
there is
you
another.
looking at one thing and thinking
It
there is
also
another.
involves creating an interactive
It also involves
dashboard for
creating
real-time
an interactive
monitoring.
dashboard for
It enables
real-time monitoring.
self-service
It enables
analytics for
self-service
non-technical users.
analytics for
So now,
non-technical
one of the
users.
things you're also
So
doing
now,
is you
one
are
of the things you are
bringing
also
out
doing is you are
information
bringing out
from raw
information
data,
from
and then you are
raw
giving
data,
it to
and then
people
you are
that are not
giving it to
technical.
people that are
So
not
now,
technical.
apart from
So
just
now,
being technical, you
apart
also
from
need to
just being
understand
technical, you also need
the
to understand
problem and
the
be able to
problem
effectively
and
tell
be
it,
able to
which is
effectively tell
storytelling,
it,
which is also
which
part
is
of the things you'll
storytelling,
be
which is
doing.
also part of the things you'll be doing.
And majorly, what
And
you are doing is
majorly, what you are doing is
support data driven
support
decision
data-driven
making
decision
across all
making
organization level.
across all organization
Decision
level.
should be here.
Decision should be here.
So basically,
So
your main job
basically, your
is to
main
take
job
raw
is to take
data
raw
and get
data
meaningful
and
information
get
from it.
meaningful information from it.
So
So
you get the
you
company's
get the
data, you
company's
get
data,
data from
you get
anywhere,
data
and you're
from
trying to
anywhere, and
find
you're trying
out.
to find out.
Because when you look
Because
at
when you
data,
look at
if you
data,
look at it
if
in
you
the
look
raw
at it in
form,
the raw form,
because we have
because
structured
we have
and
structured
unstructured
and
data,
unstructured data,
or
or
I'm not going there
I'm
now.
not going there now.
If you look at it
If
in
you
the
look
raw
at it
form,
in
what
the
you're
raw
seeing
form,
is
what you're
a
seeing is
bunch of
a bunch of
numbers and
numbers
then
and
a
then
name
a
of
name of a column. It's difficult for you to draw a meaningful conclusion there. But if I decide to make let me say I make a graph or a chart or a bar chart of a particular data, then you can now from there, even if you don't understand much of it, you can say, okay, why is this one more than the other? Okay, now let's go to Excel because I think that's why we are here. Now, it's a spreadsheet program developed by Microsoft. It enables us to organize, format, and calculate data in tables, and they are called worksheets. It is used as grid of cells arranged in rows and columns for data entry and manipulation. Now, before analysis came to be, originally Excel was used for just data entry and then data manipulation. So what companies use it for is to store data. Let's say I'm a shop now and you come to buy something from me, and then I get your name, I got the item that you bought for me, I got the time and you amount and quantity of that thing that you buy. Usually, it's always saved in a sheet like physical paper. But when Excel came in, discovered you can save this there. And from there, we now started doing a little bit of analysis by finding mean, median, mode, some standard deviations, frequency, and the likes, allowing us to know that okay, this is the total amount of revenue this person held. Originally, before data analysis came to be, it was basically used for financial analysis. So it's always used in banks and any company that deals with buying and selling, because this is what keeps their returns, helps them with returns. Now, why are we using Excel? Well, data organization, data analysis and calculation, data visualization, collaboration, um, because of the fact that they are one of the biggest and they're still the most existing, oldest and most existing um, software that can do analysis. It collaborates with many other softwares, including database, also some Microsoft software like Power BI. It's versatile and accessible, user friendly. It has user friendly interface, and then it has some security and data recovery measures that you will find them useful in the future. Well, generally, Excel is let me say, the beginner friendly version of anything you are going to be doing in Excel. Anything you're going to be doing in data analysis, to say it's the beginner friendly version. So, and the way the thing is programmed is, if you structure your learning properly, if you start with Excel, if you spend enough time in Excel, understanding Power BI will be easier for you. Spend enough time understanding Power BI in DAX version, understanding SQL will be easier for you. Spend enough time on SQL, understanding basic R program or Python will be easier for you, because they all follow logic system. So basically, this is just Excel. Now I'm taking you to Excel interface. I'll be using two. Please, if you can hear me, let me know. I'll be using two. I'll be using Microsoft Online, and I'll be using the physical, I mean the software for the system. Let me start with the software. I believe that we should, at least at the time. Please, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, please? So I will know that I'm not just talking to myself. Basic interface. I think it's 2023, and this is how it's going to be. I'm still showing you the interface before I decide to now start explaining everything. So if you can do this, this is one step for you. Now this is Excel. This is the software. This is the downloaded version. I prefer online version because I work with teams and it's easier for me to allow multiple people to work with me and also work on other people's thing, other people's data when it's online than when it's physical. Because when sorry, I'm saying physical, I mean software version, downloaded version. Because at the point you have to start sharing, and then when you are here, you can only share to other people. So these are templates. Are you with me? These are templates. We have our home, where you can see projects you've worked on before, and then you can also view templates. When you go to new, you see templates. This is template, take it to formulas. This is actually educational. If if you have basic knowledge on it, to help you. If you want to create calendars, budgeting. So rather than you sit down and start creating it, because believe me, designing is will take you more time than actually doing anything you want to do there. The analysis part of it is actually the least stressful. Designing will take you more time because you have to follow some design structure. So sometimes you'll find out all these templates are very useful. Now, if you're now trying to import let's say you are trying to import a already made data. We'll try and create and we'll try and use a ready-made data. You're trying to import. This is where you spend your time. You have the drive and then you have site. So this is you won't see this, but you have this. Then you can get from your PC or you can browse. I think let me just show you this one quickly. If you are trying to um, get data into the software or downloaded version, you just need to pay attention to one thing, which is let me share my full screen so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm here. If you want to take in data from your PC to the software version, it's just one little bit of problem you face, and that is files. So you just need to go to text file because it's in CSV, which is basically where you see majority of data. There's exam, there's CSV. So to be able to do that, you just need this. Now I think I've imported it. You get something like this. So this, don't mind me, this is the way I set it up, but it's not really going to appear like this. This one should be ready, it should be done already. But for me, I like it like this so I can see and I can work with this part. Let's go to a online or Office, Microsoft Office Online. Let's see. Okay. So I believe you can see my screen. This is Microsoft Office Online. Um, these are already made, already done data. You can upload. It will take you directly to here. This should not give you a problem. Unlike the software version, you already have everything here. These are the only files you can import. Normally, this is actually new because before to upload files, you actually need to use OneDrive. But now you can just directly access your PC to extract data. So the reason why I'm showing you both the Microsoft Online and then the offline version for two major reasons. The interface may look alike, but they are very different, very different. So, and again, for people that your system, you may not have system now, you can still use this version on anything you're doing. All you just need to do is have access to a system, and then you can continue from where you stop. Unlike the software version or the downloaded version. So now we have our data. So what I'm trying to do now is trying to expand it so it fits. Now, the only problem you'll be facing with the online version is if you don't have very good internet connection, it will waste your time because you'll spend time waiting for something to load. So this is the data. I think this is a bed space. This is an hotel data. I don't know where I got this data from, but we're not dealing with data now. We're not dealing with data now. So once you have gotten to this part, it's the rest is just for you to understand. I'm trying to show you interface. So we have our columns and we have our rows. Don't forget it. It's going to be very important. It's when you start working with it, because you need to do anything with formula, you need to understand where your rows and your columns are, so you can work with that. Now, if you're working with Excel, basically I don't use it that well because it has its advantages. Unlike every other software, you have um the unique advantage of interacting with your data.
which is good, and at the same time you have to be careful because we have data governance. There are strict rules you have to follow. Something like this now is not acceptable. Excel will allow you to do this, but you should not. So you don't meddle with your data. Hold on, let me make this a table. It's looking it's looking a little bit rough. So I'm just trying to show you around. Then at the end of the day, I can give you a little bit of personal secrets. For to use the online version, you have to make use to do some things. You have to make use of what I call the add-ins or plugins. I'll go after that in a minute. So let's go to home. On your Office, Microsoft Office Online, you have this. You should this board this borders. You have your fill color and you have your font colors. This to align middle. Except if you are in a particular industry, 50% of what is going to be showing up here, you're not going to use. The conditional formatting is on another day. To format table, you have auto sums. These are things you can easily access. Let's say you just want to do a quick summary analysis. You can easily do that. Sort and filter. Now, this is what I like going into my add-ins. Should I do that now? Should I come back to it? Let me come back to it. We have insert. If you're going to be working with data we are working with data and you want to be doing data analysis, you will need this very, very, very much. Basically, most of the things you'll be doing is going to be on here on your pivot table because it's going to what will help you do your dashboard and will help you with shape. And then you have your charts used for visualization. You have your columns, your bar chart, your line chart, your scatter diagram, your pie chart, your histogram, and the likes. So you can work with this. Reader is for a particular set of data, but you'll not be needing it for now. Now you can share. That's you can invite someone to your space. This is very important if you're working with somebody. If you are given a particular data anyway, and then maybe you're working in a team and you have a particular task you need to do, you must be able to share so that the person that your team head can look at what you are doing and then make comments. So you don't have to waste time sending and retrieving. You won't have anything to do with this, except if you are if you're doing financial statement. Now formulas, I think this has made it very easy for you, except if you are doing some things. Majority of your formulas are here for financial, logical. And logical is where you have your or and if. You need to understand your if and up so that you can now start going into VLOOKUPs and Hadoop. Your dates, and this to search address, image. Basically, these are. If you don't understand it, you just be looking at it like this, and you'll not be able to do anything on it. Calculation option, automatic. You won't need this. Now this for your data, sorting, ascending and descending, custom sorts. You have your filters. We'll be dealing with them as we proceed in our future classes. Now, this is very important. Remove duplicate, but you need to do this with care because if you are dealing with data that you have multiple times, or you have everybody is doing one thing at the same time, you have to be careful. But if you are doing data preprocessing, this is very important because you may have one having a data appear two times. Let's say this column now appears two times. This and this are the same. They are the same. They are the same. They are the same. They are the same. What this helps us do is to remove duplicates, and that's it. It's gone. It's basically just easy. You just click on it and you select the columns you want.
It's very important to select the columns, especially if you're having a column of the same thing. Let's say we have a column where everything is checked, maybe checked out. We have a checked out column, and you know that checked out to be here, checked out to be here, checked out to be here, not checked out, not checked out. They appear multiple times. If you use using duplicates, we're using remove duplicates. You have to make sure that you uncheck that particular part. You understand? So you can remove it. But that's before. With what is happening now, I think the interface is intelligent enough to know that okay, although emergency and emergency are here, the IDs are different. You understand? So basically, we just use ID to check. I'm just giving you a little bit of knowledge on the interface. You have to get used to the interface before you can do anything. So scoring and statistics, you won't use this. But if you want to comment, if you are working with somebody, if you're working with a team and you want to comment, that's where this will be very important. We have a view screen, headlines. It depends on you. Because for me, when I'm working with the downloaded version, I don't like the home showing. So I leave it, I removed it from actively being there. But for here, you don't, it's still fair enough, so you don't need it. Now for help, I have not used this before. But you can still go ahead and check around it and see how it is. Now this is effective or efficient only when you are trying to build a wireframe. Maybe you are trying to do something. So what should I say? You're trying to create a form, right? Because you guys exam to create a form, so it can help you in wireframe. Apart from that, I don't think there's any other uses. Now let me quickly take you to add-ins first before I go um to the downloaded one. So I can now take you. It seems you don't. It seems he doesn't want me to expose him. While this is there, let me take you on the downloaded version. This is the one you get. Majority of the time, it's always the crack version that we are using. And well, although using the crack version doesn't really have issues, it doesn't really allow for some particular things. And that I noticed. Can you guys see my screen? Please let me know. Okay. So we have our table. Let's go down. So we have our home. It's still the same thing as the online version. So these are the same. These are the same. These are the same. Now add places. This is for OneDrive and for OneDrive business. This we are working with a company. Info. Now this is already protected. That's why this is not. This I can't click on this. Meaning that no one can easily access my work. There are some Excel files you will get and will request a password. This is what it is. Now, before you publish, just inspect. I've not done anything yet, so we don't need this now. Can manage. This is going to actually help you for recovery, meaning that maybe you're working on something and then your system went off. When you get your system on again, it's not that your data is lost or what you're doing is lost. And now this is, if I have a data or I publish a data, it tells me when somebody is on it. So if you're looking through it, I get an instant notification. We have our save. We have our save as. We'll be dealing with that once we've done with data. And we have save as PDF. We have our print. These are appears. And we have share. It's just like the online version. If you're going to be sharing with people, then notice. Then export. Basically, it's exporting to PDF. Close and more. I will not be dealing with this for now. Account and options are not needed. So now the homes is a little bit different. Apart from the text
part of it, which is this. You will actually be dealing with conditional formatting, format table, and cell style. This is what I can basically use to, what should I say, to make my data more readable for some. For example, if you're looking at this data now, all you're just seeing is information. But if I start working with this, I can now start saying, okay, this is our problem is. Maybe this person did not clock out at the right time or something like that. You can use this. And this to be discussing conditional formatting later during the classes. We have a set, so basically just deleting, inserting, and the likes. Yeah, it's just like the first one. Now, do I have any add in here? I think I do. Let's just quickly. If having a problem fetching my add-ins. So what this does is actually there are people on this space. It's an old software. Have been for a very long time since 2006. So people have worked on it, creating other add-in. This is one of them. We'll discuss this later. You understand your pivot table. Now this is it using its intelligence to help you recommend one. We'll be discussing that just to show you. Yeah, inserting pictures, shapes, icon, 3D models, screenshots, recommended charts. Then you have your visuals. You have map. You're not creating sparkling lines, but that's that. Slicer too is important. If this will be important if you're creating a dashboard, because you can actually create dashboard on Excel here. And you have your text. I think you guys are familiar with Draw. Page layouts. This will, if you're going to be printing, you work with this. I'm not doing because this data analysis is not financial analysis, so you will not be using that for a while. They will have formulas. It's still the same thing as the online version. So once you can understand that part, you understand here too. Don't worry, as we are working on it, you'll be saying the ones you need and the ones you don't need. You're just working with data. Let me use this one now. This is your review. What I like doing is using this comment because it helps me a lot, especially if I'm trying to explain what I did. Because when you are trying to show someone your work and the person doesn't really understand, you need to at least point them in the right direction. You won't be needing this. Now let me show you add-in. This is an add-in. I can't remember the last time I used this, but it can do a little bit of time series analysis. I won't I won't trust it really that much because it has a lot of constraint. But one of the add-ins I like looking at is this Excel Miner. You can check it both online and here.
Dad, I want some rice.
So yeah.
Daddy,
I'm coming.
I don't know what's happening. I'll check it later. Maybe in a later class I'll be showing you. The Excel Miner is basically what I use to do any statistical analysis I have, including correlation, regression, logistic regression, the likes. And these are the problems you find when you're using crack version because it's sometimes it hits you. So that's basically just our interface. I've shown you how you can input data, how you can just to understand what the interface is all about. You get. So just to get used to it, I would still advise you to go through Excel and just see what it's all about. Just get used to it. Understand how the interface works. Try and input data. I don't know why the add-in is not working today. Maybe there's a problem on their backend. So this is basically what I'm taking you guys on today. Not to waste your time or anything like that.
This is what I'm taking you guys on today, just to understand what data analysis is, understanding why you're using it. Because at the end of the day, majority of what you'll be needing is understanding the concepts. Because new technologies comes out almost every year, almost every quarter. There's always something new. You understand? And because there is something new, you to try and learn and learn and learn. And this is the problem I face when I'm dealing with people that want to learn. Is you spend so much time on the technical aspect that when it comes to the when it comes to understanding it or trying to tell us what you did, it becomes a problem. And then in the times I've been teaching people, I find it that okay, I learned this thing. This person can do a beautiful dashboard. This person can do analysis. He understands regression. He understands logistic regression. He can do one or two things. He can build a beautiful dashboard. But when it comes to explaining or storytelling, is faulty. So understanding the concept is very important and knowing what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, it's all about how can you help this company, how can you make decision from the data that they have, how can you help them make more progress. That's where your impact is felt. If you can do that, no, it doesn't really matter what you are using. Because at the end of the day, I feel like more people, right, don't rate Excel. And it's not the software fault, it's just that more technologies are coming in, and then we are moving into using of languages like Python or how to do Fraser's analysis, and Excel now looks kind of, should I say, kind of humble in their space. Although they are trying to also iterate it, I'm seeing few more and more changes and design on it on the platform every single year. But still, it's always looked down basically because everybody uses Excel. So when you say I can use Excel, you kind of look at this person like he's not giving the same levity or the same gratitude as those people that can do Python or Excel. But I've seen people do crazy things on Excel. I've seen people that you will meet and they'll camp you on this space because of the things they are doing here. So it's not on how on what the system is, it's on what you can do with them. And with that you can do multiple stuff. I would have liked to generate data here, but since my add-ins are not working, and which is from Excel, because this is the online version, and for this not to be working, it means the backend are practically working here. So this is all I'll be taking you guys on today, just to understand Excel, understand data analysis, understand analysis as a whole. So at the end of the day, when you are on your own, you can stand with the little knowledge you have that okay, I can maneuver myself, because I find it effective for me. There are times that I will be in a pickle, right? I'll be working. Sorry, I don't think this should be here. I'll be working with a group of people, either freelance or I'll be working with the company, and then it's a new system. Because if you are in the business world, you'll find that there are multiple different systems, and you find out that okay, this system is new. And when you are given a task, you cannot say that you don't know it. So you have to, at the point, start learning and start using your head. At that point in time, it's not the technicality of what you know, what you can do. It's not the fact that you can write formulas often. It's the fact that you understand what you're supposed to get and what you're supposed to do that will help you channel that understanding into another software that will easily allow you to make better and quicker decisions and quickly get used to that software. Like I said, with your certain point is in Excel is very good because understanding Excel will allow you to understand Power BI better and faster. Understanding Power BI, it will allow you to be able to work with Tableau quicker and faster. Understanding Power BI and DAX function will give you an introduction into SQL. Understanding SQL will give you an introduction into big SQL like Apache Stack and the likes. And understanding SQL will make it easy for you to understand Python. That's what I'm saying. This is an introduction class. That's why I'm going off like this. So that will allow you to understand all the software better because your foundation is being laid from the ground up. When I started here, I think 4 or 5 years ago, I started with Python straight. I didn't think of data analysis. I was doing statistics. I didn't think of data analysis. I thought of data science, and I started with Python, and I continued with machine learning. But at a point in time, I came to realize that my foundational knowledge were lacking, meaning that understanding and dishing out information was was very lacking. So I had to go back and start relearning from Excel again down to Power BI, down to SQL, understanding the concept. So I will advise you to understand the concept first, because when you want to work, if you don't want to waste your time, you first have to do it on your head, then come and now start trying to do something here. You understand? Because you can't do anything here if you don't understand what you want to do in your head. It's like giving you data, and then you don't know what to do. So majority of the time we work with problem statements. This is just general discussion. We work with problem statements. So before you even open your data and start looking at your data, first you need to know, why am I opening this data? What do I intend to achieve with this data? Am I trying to find a problem? Am I trying to just fix out something, or create a dashboard, create a tracker or something? Because in the line that I'm in, I've worked with financial departments, so I've done financial analysis, I've done HR analysis. Because once you're a data analyst, you're still an analyst. So either way, they will call you. So you have to understand. Your general knowledge has to be broad. So continuous reading will help you. Understanding some other concept in every field will work you. Working with health field. I don't have foundation in health, but I had to go back and do a little bit of more research and go for a course on it, because I'm working with people that were working with mental health. So I had to go and do something, and I had to go for a diploma in psychology, just to be able to understand their concept and be able to talk with them, so that when they're asking for so and so, it's not that I'll not be looking. Because apart from data, majority of the things you spend your time doing is telling people what you've done. Because if you're reporting to your boss, or you're reporting to they will not be looking at your Excel. Nobody's going to look at that thing and is going to be telling, this person knows what he's doing. This person knows, he knows how to write one big code like that. Basically, they don't care. All they just want to do is tell them what they want to hear, tell them what the problem is, help them arrive at a solution, and you're good to go. They don't really care of how you arrive at that solution. So majority of the time, you will spend your time thinking more than doing this. But understanding this is also the second part of it, because it's 50-50. If you can understand this, you can work with different people. You understand? So basically, that's just what I'll be taking on today. Tomorrow classes will be on functions, and that's where you will now start learning about inputting data and using data. I believe input data is easy. You can just type it here. I'm coming. Let me. You can type it here. Trying to find. Okay, yeah. You can type it here and then do something, and then. Well, you have to get your data from somewhere. What I just did now is data entry. Yeah, right. Sorry. What I did here now is data entry. From there, you continue to input your data, and let me see. Should be you continue to input your data. So this is just I'm just giving you basic knowledge on it. And please, if at the point you discover one or two things that you're confused by, you can just easily ask questions during the period of the class that will be taking you. You get, this is where aligning will come in. So if you can work with Word, you should not be troubled um with the, should I say, what part of it. But the data will just help you. This is why I like writing my functions. So that's all about Excel. Let me go back to my slides. So that's all about um, Excel as a whole. In tomorrow classes, we'll be giving you a brief view on functions and how to use them. So I think that's enough for today. If you have any question, you can ask. If you have any question, you can ask. I'm leaving room for question, please. Okay. I don't think there's any question. I didn't see any hands raised and any comment here. So I believe this is just an introductory part, so it shouldn't give you problem. So with that, I've come to the end of today's class. Um, it's been an honor to come and share my knowledge. We're just starting. I think at the end of the seminar, you should be at least um, well equipped with the knowledge on how to use functions, how to do a little bit of analysis there, and it will be a basic foundation for you to enter into mastery class or master class where you can now start dealing with some terms. I believe that understanding terms too are very important. So we should take you on how to on terms on how you understand them and where they will be important. For example, one of the things that I know that I pride myself at is when I look at the data, immediately I look at it and I do a quick overview on the data. I know which kind of analysis I want to use. You understand? And then I can from there start doing my work. So that's that on that. If you joined us and then you um, join through our flyers and the likes and you enter that group and you fill the form, although we are trying to do a few things, but we'll be messaging you after the seminar. So without further ado, thank you very much, and this will be the end of this class. It's 1 minute. Thank you. The host is not currently available. I'll just give you a few minutes. If it's not, then I'll address the class. Thank you all for joining us today. We the class is also on YouTube. We did a live recording, so you can easily go back to it anytime you find any knowledge or anything you've forgotten. That's why we did it, so people can always go back to it, because we find it that sometimes some of the people we take, they will come back to us and say that how do you do this thing again? And sometimes you may not be opportune because you are dealing with something you're working with for another person, and then the time that you have, you cannot just sit down and be um, messaging somebody or trying to recall. For someone like me now, that most of the time